I already did a video explaining the reasons why I don't pre-fill the oil filter when I do an oil change, and I'll link that in the description. Here I wanted to pass along a quick tip if you're doing an oil change on the XG750 in order to avoid a dry start. So what you need to do once you've changed your oil, replace your filter, you need to get access to your fuse box. And for that we have to remove this cover on the right hand side. The cover has 3 bosses. Each of these bosses have little barbs, and the barbs kind of grab onto the little rubber grommets right behind the cover. So in order to remove this cover easily, you have to basically pull the bosses so that the barbs are able to disengage from the rubber grommets, and the barbs are all pointing in this direction, kind of toward the center of the cover. So we're going to start at the bottom of the cover. I'm doing this one-handed, so it's a little bit harder, but it can still be done. Just pull the cover down and out. Then you go to the left side, pull the cover to the left and out, and to the right side, pull the cover to the right and out. Again, a little bit harder with one hand. Okay, once we have gotten access to the fuse box, just pull this cover out like this. Here we have the fuses, and you can see that this particular fuse, the 10 amp fuse, second from the front, is upside down. The reason I do that is because it reminds me of which fuse I need to pull when I start the bike, or try to start the bike. The bike won't start. So this is the ignition fuse, and the red 10 amp fuse is the fuel injection fuse. So it would make sense, I guess, on some level to be able to pull both of those fuses out and have no spark and no fuel delivered. The problem is that the bike won't start if you pull out this 15 amp fuse, or it won't turn over. We don't want the bike to start, that's the whole point. So let's pull this guy out just to get access to this fuse right here. Let's pull this one out, and we're going to replace the 15 amp fuse. And now we're going to crank the engine over. So the idea is to pump the oil into the filter at low RPM, and so the engine won't start at this particular point. That should be good enough. And what we're going to do is replace the fuses. So let me see if I can just reach over this guy, which I should be able to do. Yep. So I've got my upside down fuel system fuse. And now we actually start the motorcycle. You're going to watch the oil light, and you'll see how quickly the oil light will go out. If the oil light stays on a long time, that means we kind of had a dry start.